Okay, hello everybody. We're coming to you live with Phil Acosta of Aloha
Hello,
Harvest.org.
guys.
So we had Phil on our radio show a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about the Ohana Pack distribution. And we actually have one that's coming up here on Sunday, and very, very exciting thing that you guys are doing here for our community.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
welcome.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, glad you folks are on board, helping out the West Side out there. So that's really exciting. Sunday should be fun.
so Phil, if any of our Facebook viewers, maybe they missed our radio show, maybe you could share a little bit about Aloha Harvest and what your nonprofit does for our community.
Absolutely. So I'll share in I guess in two ways. Pre-COVID, our mission was focused on addressing hunger through food rescue or food waste. So we work with our grocery stores, hotels, restaurants, distributors, and on a yearly basis, we would rescue anywhere from 1 million to 1.5 million pounds of excess food, things that for some reason or another cannot be served or resold. And so we would collect that and redistribute that into the community free of charge, of course, working with shelters or churches or other programs, other nonprofits that might have a feeding program. And so that was all, pre-COVID. And like I said, about 1 million to 1.5 million pounds of food that we rescue, we divert that from the waste stream and into people's homes instead. And just recently with the onset of the pandemic, the demand for food assistance and our services has just skyrocketed, and so just the food rescue alone couldn't keep up with the demand, and so we started to provide additional services like the food distribution. And so we started to actually purchase goods from local farmers and vendors, and so that's one of the services, and that's what we're going to be doing on Sunday for about 300 of your guests. So really cool. It doesn't seem like the demand is waning anytime. Actually, it's increased in the last few months, where we started with maybe a handful or a dozen early on in April and May, and then to date we've co-hosted over 200 events serving over 50,000 families. That's approximately 175 unique individuals that are receiving the services through these Ohana Pack distributions. So glad to be part of that in a community, and I'm so stoked that we're partnered with Team Lali in kind of serving your side of the island.
Oh, and Attilio, we have no sound on you if you're saying something.
Sorry, I was like I was pulling up that website and had myself on mute, so I was being the strong silent type. So Phil, thanks so much for this. Definitely a nonprofit that's sorely needed in these times. Are you guys still looking for opportunities for local businesses to be able to host events like this?
Right now, we are actually fully booked for the remainder of November and December.
That's good.
We are hopeful, crossing our fingers, but hopeful that whatever this new administration or post-election, whatever that is, they kind of get their affairs in order.
Yes.
And decide what they're gonna do with, because folks are not everybody's going back to work.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of people. You look at the numbers. Infection rates are high, folks are still not working, unemployment is high, and it's going to go on for quite some time. And so I think once they figure that out, they'll start to release more funding into the community. And at that point, definitely we'll reach out to the community, and whether it's an employer directly, or folks like you reaching out to your network, or churches through families and friends that want to host one in their community. We gladly continue to do that. If the need is there, we're going to step up and meet that. It's just kind of hard at this point, to be wait and see, and then you look around the community and folks are hurting, especially during these holidays.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be tough. We're getting quite a bit of folks that are, where they had they had means to get meals or assistance in the past, or families that are now weighing out, rent versus food, car payments, and or a meal. It's tough to see that in a community. So we're glad to be able to play just a little part of that and meet some of that need.
So Phil, with I understand that part of the reason why you're able to shift and provide these Ohana packs was because of some CARES Act money that Aloha Harvest was qualified for.
Mhm.
So what you were alluding to earlier was, if the CARES Act money is going to continue into 2021, then you'll be able to continue on with these food distributions. Correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, at this level, we fully intend to keep feeding communities that are in need. But at this level, compared to last year, we've doubled and tripled the volume of food that we process. That's not something that we can sustain on our own. We're going to need, help from the government, either local county, state, or federal government to step in and assist the folks that are in need and allow us to keep doing what we do.
What's
Go ahead.
no, I was just saying, speaking of assisting, I mean, if there was like a company out there that was doing real well, because there's companies that are doing well with COVID-19. I don't know. Maybe if you're like a company that sold plexiglass,
Yeah.
could they just sponsor one of these events? Write the
Absolutely.
check for the food.
Absolutely. Actually, I got a funny story. I just got a call the other day from an attorney in Colorado. I won't disclose her name, but she wanted to sponsor an event and then at the same time help out a local restaurant. So she was really specific in how she wanted to help, in that she wanted us to purchase from a restaurant to help out their business and then to help out a specific community. And she's willing to sponsor that. And we've had a few inquiries like that. And early on in our COVID response, actually, we got very little from the government because they were still trying to get their kind of figure out what to do with all the federal funding that was coming down. And so they actually came fairly late in the game, but they did come with some considerable resources. But early on in the first 3-4 months, there was a lot of philanthropic, private foundations, private donors that stepped up and gave the funds that allowed us to purchase, allowed us to supplement the rescued food that we distribute. So absolutely, if it's a business, a lot of folks are impacted by the pandemic, but at the same time, I know personally that a lot of industries are also booming at this time.
Yes.
Real estate for one is doing great. Nonprofits that deal with food assistance and hunger, like myself, we are busier than ever. Like I said earlier, triple the volume that we would normally process in a month, and we've doubled our staff. We've increased our fleet just so that we can keep up with the demand. And so would love to get connected with that aforementioned plexiglass company that
face mask manufacturers, glove manufacturers.
Right. In times of crisis, there's always a sector that fortunately or unfortunately benefits from that. And it's great that we can give back at this time. And just to share a quick story, pre-COVID, a lot of the folks that we collected from our hotels and our restaurants, now the roles are reversed a little bit, where in the past few months we've actually co-hosted I think maybe about 8 events with different hotels and the Lodging and Tourism Association, who in the past were supporting us. And so it's great that now that we have the means, we can step up and then help out the furloughed workers or those that are on permanent layoffs. So it's a great feeling for us to be able to do that.
Yeah, let's help people crunch some numbers. I mean, let's give us an idea per Ohana pack. What do you think the cost would be so they can do the math?
It depends on what's in the pack. Our cost ranges anywhere from $30 to $60 is
Okay.
what we would give to a family, and that would consist of fresh produce, some local meats, breads, cereals, canned goods at times, some kind of a frozen protein. And so it's something substantial that a family of 4 to 6 could make several meals in a week, rather than early on in the pandemic, a lot of folks really stepped up and they started to provide meals.
Yeah.
And we never went down that route because we knew, one, we didn't have the capacity to keep up with just providing meals. Rather, we'd rather invest our monies in something that's more substantial for the families, and they can create the meals for themselves. And so these Ohana packs are meant to, for the families to kind of sustain themselves a week, or until there's another assistance, or just to carry them over between unemployment checks or whatever it might be. But a little bit more substantial than just a single meal.
Prepared. Yeah, it's the difference between a prepared meal and groceries. Go ahead, Adrian.
Yes.
So if anyone that's watching or is interested in signing up to get a Ohana pack, because they're struggling, is there a sign up form at Aloha Harvest, or what's the best way for them to find something that's close to them?
So 2 ways. You've got our website there on the banner, alohaharvest.org. That's a great way. A lot of different information they can get from our website. Or if you want a little bit more direct, you can email us at info@alohaharvest.org, and one of our team members will reach back. And I say we co-host the event, and that really the host for this event, this one on Sunday, is your team, right?
Mm-hmm.
You folks reached out to the community. You've identified the families that are going to be the recipients of that, and Aloha Harvest comes in as your partner and provides the food and tries to minimize the cost to you. And really it works out as a partnership between Team Lali and Aloha Harvest, in that we bring to the table what the resources that we have on hand. And so if they want to, if you live out in Waianae or on the North Shore, whether it's an event that we're co-hosting or one of the other service providers, we'll try to link you up with one that makes the most sense to where you live, and possibly even the industry that you work on. We do have employers that are specifically targeting their associates, or unions that are targeting a specific sector that's been affected. And so we do have a list of resources that we can share. And so just reach out, check us out on the website, send us an email at info@alohaharvest. Don't give us a call.
Don't call.
Don't
Unless,
call.
well, you know what?
Return your phone call. It's
Here's the call that I know you would take. You calling they can call you to confirm that you have received the $10,000 that they just sent you.
Absolutely.
Call them to confirm the money's there.
I put my personal cell number on a banner, but definitely put that on there. I will take that call any day. No, it's just all kidding aside, with COVID, one of the shifts that we actually had to make was just regular office hours. We couldn't come in, all 5-6 of us in a tiny office, crammed in an office, come in 5-6 days a week. So we've had to kind of stagger our office hours. So it's been a bit difficult. It's been a bit challenging for us. So we miss a lot of phone calls. I'll be honest. We miss a lot of phone calls, but everybody's always connected. So email inquiries are always best. We'll get to you the quickest.
And I think the best way to reach you guys is go to alohaharvest.com and click on the donate button.
.org.
Yeah, alohaharvest.org. Click on the donate button. We showed it to you earlier. Just click on the donate button. That's the best way to get a hold of them.
I love this guy. It's a very top button. It's the very top button. There's donate, volunteer, and then I think something about information.
Yeah.
Like a little teeny weeny button.
What's the number again? 299 donate. No, it is not the number. But what else, Adrian?
I was going to say, is there any future opportunities for people who want to volunteer? Maybe they don't have a whole lot of extra money, but they do have some time to be helpful.
Yeah.
What do we have for the rest of the year?
Yeah, so great point. We've had folks like the Rotary that have reached out and have elected to adopt like a school, and then they've co-hosted some events. We've had smaller groups that sign up on our website, and they create a volunteer profile, and they just indicate the kind of things that they're interested in, whether it's a food distribution or maybe something that's less physical that they want to get involved in. But if they create their profile, we'll match them with a volunteer opportunity, and you'll get a personalized notification that says, hey, there are these opportunities that kind of match your profile that are within your area. Would you be interested in getting involved? And so we do keep that fairly updated, so they'll have that. But just earlier, just a couple hours before we logged on to this broadcast, I had a husband and wife that drove in from the North Shore with like 3 boxes of Simon and 2 large Costco size bags of cereal that they decided to donate. And so, in addition to the things that we purchase, we still are, processing quite a bit on food donations, whether it's directly from the households or through businesses. That still, constitutes about 2/3 of the volume of food that we process. And so this couple drove in, and then we'll add that onto our Saturday route, and it'll probably go to the senior distribution in Kaka'ako tomorrow. And so it's great that we can have folks in the community, however little or large the contribution may be, or 1 or 2 people volunteering for an event. We'll take them as they come. And then any help that we get is always appreciated.
That's wonderful. So there's a lot of different ways to participate and to give back, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I mean, no shame. Call. Well, no, call.
Don't call.
Don't call. Reach out, email, check us out online, and just get to know a little bit more about what we do, part of our mission, and hoping that that resonates with some folks, not just on the hunger side, but, just avoiding food waste.
It's on the help side, right? That's what.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think also too, for the businesses out there, maybe if you feel that you're a smaller business, maybe you can combine, get up, 6 of you realtors together could probably do 100, 200 meals and absorb that cost, and it would be a good thing. Put this as in, do you know the most popular radio station out there? It's WIFM. Adrian, what does that stand for?
What's in it for me?
What's in it for me? So even from a business standpoint, I want to appeal to the business people out there, in that when you do something like this in the community and people see you as no difference from your competitor, when they see that you're actively getting involved in the community, they'll about 96% of the time choose you to do business with because of your involvement in the community. So givers do gain. And so when you get involved in projects like this, it will come back to you. It may not come back to you directly, but at least, when you're up in the pearly gates and God's saying, what did you do when you was on earth? Oh man, I helped feed the hungry. All right, let them in. So I was like, oh, you never give money. Oh, sorry, you got to go back to the basement. You never help out when you was doing well. So, what else, Adrian, Phil?
I was going to say a little shout out to Pearlside Boxing. They are going to be hosting another food distribution, I think that first weekend in December, for our West Side community. And they've always just been a big part of. They're a nonprofit themselves, and they love supporting other nonprofits in our community. Yeah. So
actually, one referral from you folks. We just finished up a distribution from them last week Sunday.
Yes.
Pacific Property Management, Duke and team. Yeah.
Yes.
I hear
very
it went well.
Successful. I heard.
Yeah. And so, that's just they took the initiative, of course, with some thanks to little bit of help from you folks in facilitating that. But sure. A small team just taking the initiative to do it for their clients, do it for the community. I mean, like I said, we anticipate it's gonna run well into 2021. This is
Yeah.
not, when we first started, I thought maybe 3-4 months. Now, so deep into this, I don't quite see the end of it yet. There will be an end, but not tomorrow, not next month. It's gonna be for quite some time. So.
Yeah, Mortgage Bankers Association estimates we have 3.4 million people nationwide in forbearance, so not making mortgage payments right now. So the inside of that, and as that comes to a conclusion, people are, like you said, they're not having to make the mortgage payment and have the money for food. But then when those mortgage payments start up, it's going to be that choice again: food, mortgage payment, food, mortgage payment. So we do need to be our brother's keeper, right? And help support organizations like yours.
Absolutely. Get some more West Side folks out there.
Yeah.
A little bit more help.
Okay. Well,
I guess as we wrap this up, Phil, is there any kind of final words for our viewers?
Yeah.
It's in this time, I feel very blessed that I'm on this seat, that I can help. And so, echoing Atilia's words, but if you can, why not? Take the initiative and step up, and whether it pays you back now or later, there's a lot of good that comes out of it. And we may not see it firsthand, but we see it every time we're out in a community. There's a lot of people, and it's easy enough to kind of judge, and then maybe they don't really need the assistance or whatever. But if you have the opportunity, whether to give or to help or in some way, no shame. Check us out.
Yes.
Drop us a note, and we'll find an opportunity where we can work together.
Yeah, and just a reminder for everyone too. These are registered events because you guys are collecting this data because you need this for helping with your funding and showing people, the people that are giving you the money, that the food's actually going where in the community where it's needed.
Yeah. So so I guess that's one thing, not to inundate your event, but folks that haven't pre-registered, it's closed. Sorry, but if you know somebody that's willing to host one, and then we'll definitely find a way for you folks to get connected to a resource. It's just So if you go on Sunday and you drive up, you might get a pie, but not a pack.
Yeah. All righty. Well, we are at the conclusion of our event right now, and that is it. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Phil.
Yeah, looking forward to the pies, the turkeys, and I think it was a mimosa on the menu as well. So I didn't forget.
Champagne, caviar. No, we're just giving them the basics so that everybody can be content for the weekend. But thank you so much for your time. We wish the best to alohaharvest.org.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate the shout out.
And then